Thank you for being here today to listen to our music. Today you will hear from the beginner orchestra, advanced orchestra, band, and choir. Each group has worked hard all school year to prepare for today.
The first group to perform is the beginner orchestra directed by Mr. Wilkie. We will play a medley of first year songs. A medley is a collection of songs played one after the other, without pauses between. This medley will include Hot Cross Bounce Up and the Little and Twinkle Twinkle.
Next, Jocelyn and Amina are going to play Ode to Joy. These students challenge themselves and learn this song all on their own.
This melody was composed by the famous Beethoven in 1822 as part of his Ninth Symphony. This melody was used in countless movies and commercials over the years, including Die Hard and Sister Act 2.
So, quick overview. We are going to play a samba, and it just happened to be a coincidence that I picked two sambas tonight. So you'll hear both orchestras play two different sambas, and it was kind of fun. I had a student go, I know that. And I said, yeah, it's from Brazil. I'm from Brazil. Yeah, you are from Brazil. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm excited to play some lively music for you, and they are going to play pizzicato. Something that's pretty crazy about the students behind me is they started this year. They started not knowing how to read music, not knowing how to play anything, and you supported them, and you said, try it, try your best. Every single day, they came up here and they tried their best. And they worked hard, and I'm really proud of all of the hard work that they've achieved this year. And very proud of the students who decided, you know what, I want to speak in front of all of these people. The reality of what that feels like is different every time they come up here. So thank you so much for your patience, and thank you for supporting your students. because I would like to take a moment and publicly acknowledge how fabulous it is. They had an opportunity this year. I should start with their names. We have Elizabeth and Helen up here. They are 5th graders at Bywood. I met them my first year when they were in 3rd grade. And this year they were selected as a part of 10 Upper Darby students to represent our district at the PMEA, Pennsylvania Music Educators Association, 5th and 6th grade orchestra. So students from all over Delaware County and Philadelphia County were selected, and these two are part of it. So let's give them a round of applause.
We imagine in a world where the dragon swayed, the heroes would come to town, and the town erupts with celebration. The king and queen would celebrate too. Next, we will play Medieval Kings. This is inspired by music from the Middle Ages. The medieval times, also known as the Middle Ages, produced poetry, art, and music that greatly influenced later works found in the Renaissance era.
Our last song is called Samba Lagona. We are out of the medieval times and following the celebration. The beginning orchestra started by playing a samba-inspired song. This song challenged our ability to count, rest, and enter at the right time and together. See if you can hear all our spaces. In true samba fashion, there will be some percussion instruments joining us as we dance our way through Samba Lagona.
I realize this is our last song with the orchestra. And I just wanted to say thank you to all of the 5th graders who have worked so hard and continued to dedicate their time to music. And my hope for them as they go to middle school, whether it's in orchestra, choir, or band, that they continue to pursue music. It really gives students a path of practicing, responsibility, but it also gives them a community of people to come together with and do something that they love, music. And the middle school music program is tremendous. The teachers there do a phenomenal job. We even have Mr. Kim here helping us tonight. Their concert is next week, and so I'm excited for them to have their next performance as well.
Good evening, everybody. Before we get started, I'd like to do a quick mic check. So if your name is Mike, please stand up. Thank you, that completes the mic check. My name is Mr. Geist. I am the band director here at Bywood, as well as Highland Park and Silver Hills Elementary, and I also run the high school jazz band, which several of my former students, including former students from Bywood, are in. So it's really one of the best aspects of my job is seeing my students come full circle. In fact, I actually have two former students who are sixth graders here joining us. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize Colleen and Fide. Just give them a wave. They're former students of mine who always ask if they can come back and sit in and give us a hand. And I said, absolutely, they are always welcome. Because music is something that doesn't just last fourth and fifth grade. I'm 40, and I've been playing for 30 years, and there's a long way to go still. So there's always the opportunity to improve, get better, learn new skills. And tonight we're going to play 3 pieces for you. We have 2 pieces with a full group and a solo. And I will hand the mic off to Hafiz, who will introduce our first song.
The Bywood Band will lead off our portion of the concert with our 5th grader musician playing the upbeat Latin folk song Guantanamera. The percussion section features heavily in this piece, with many different instruments being used, including the guiro, woodblock, and cowbell. All of these worlds together to create a fun and playful song.
Rondo alla Turca by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
before I introduce the Fisa to introduce our final song, I did just introduce you to introduce you, yes. Right. So, it takes a lot of courage for anybody to be up on the stage performing as a group in front of their friends, families, classmates, but even more so to do it as a solo by themselves. So let's give Elizabeth O one more round of applause. They all know, and I've told them this, if I'm not challenging them to get outside of their comfort zone, I am not doing my job, I'm not doing them any favors. And I would never ask them to do something that I know that they can't handle. So, nicely done, and nicely done to all the musicians behind us. And here is Fisa to introduce the final song.
Finally, the full group will perform our version of the main theme from Star Wars. Listen to the battle of the light side versus the dark side as the melody shifts between different instruments, building to a finish that is as epic as anything Luke Skywalker ever did. Enjoy!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our choir portion of the Bywood concert. For those that don't know me, my name is Mr. O'Neill, and I am not only the choir director here, but I teach about roughly 700 students music at Bywood Elementary. So I know every single student at Bywood Elementary. I've had the privilege of working a lot on Tuesday mornings with my lovely 4th and 5th grade choir, which, believe it or not, has grown up to about 20, 25 students increase since the winter concert, which is very, very exciting. So I appreciate your commitment. I'll move on to that at a later date. But for now, let us invite Levi.
Hello, my name is Levi. Welcome to the choir part of the concert. The first piece we will be doing is called Look Up. This shorter piece will paint an image of soaring into the sky and floating in the air. In this song, you can find extra parts called call and response, which will happen towards the end of the song.
Look up,
Hello, my name is Royal. Our next piece will be the plays of William Shakespeare. The song will describe the events that take place in a couple of stories by William Shakespeare. The song will not only have singing, but spoken parts by Kinsley, myself, and the choir group. I hope you enjoy.
Before we move on to our last speaker and our last piece, I just wanted to say thank you so much for allowing your children to join not only the choir group but the band and orchestra group. Your dedication as parents and guardians do not go unnoticed, so give yourselves a pat on the back, clap and prayer hands. One more thing, before we move on, 5th graders, can you do me a favor and raise your hand? 5th graders. I encourage you to keep doing choir or even try out a new instrument in middle school. You have been wonderful to work with on Tuesdays in the concert. So thank you so much for your dedication and your leadership. Put your hands down now. Thank you. And also, thank you to you families as well for making sure they come on Tuesday mornings to the best of your ability. Your hard work on that end goes unnoticed as well, so I really appreciate you. Without further ado, I will invite Josue for our last song.
Hello, my name is Josue. Our final piece of the evening is called There's Weather Out There. This rock-themed song talks about different weather events and is a faster-paced song. Thank you for coming out to see our orchestra, band, and choir performers. I hope you enjoy the last piece.
It's amazing. If you were here in our last year for our concert at the school,
all thanks to these three people here. So I'd like to give a big special thanks to Mr. O'Neill, Mr. Oxley, and Mr. Geis. I'd also like to just recognize two more things, and then we'll be over. I want to recognize you as parents. Thank you so much. I see you guys getting your kids there to school early in the morning to practice, so thank you. Also, thank you for letting them practice at home in your houses.